Hi, my name's Emma Kenny and this is my husband Pete Smith.
I'm Pete Smith and this is my wife, Emma Kenny.
And recently we've been thinking that we'd like to do some vlogging, and the reason that we would like to do some vlogging is because we think that we've got some things to share with busy parents out there, because right now I have quite a busy media career and also I run my own company, and you have a really busy career.
Yes, I predominantly make just two things. I own a production company, so I make films, documentaries, fitness videos, and I make music and have DJed for over 20 years now. So
we have a really complex, busy family life, and one of the things that's kind of really struck us recently is the fact that a lot of people vlog, but not everybody vlogs about the fact that life is pretty exhausting. And when you're trying to balance careers and family, it can be really overwhelming. And right now, we're kind of dealing more and more with the realities that are bringing up to near adolescence. Well, one of our children is actually an adolescent. He's just turned 13.
Yeah, just turned 13.
We're both suffering post-traumatic stress disorder after his party last Saturday. Yeah. It was hideous. But anyway, that's another vlog. And we have an 11-year-old nearly called Evan, and my 13-year-old is called Tide. And we're kind of an interesting family because we are a step family. So we represent a group of parents out there who are in step relationships but work really well together and also have to have careers because it's just not economical these days for men and women not to work. So we thought we'd share with you our journey. And today we're going to talk about the fact that bringing up a teenager is so much more difficult than you ever imagined. So if you've brought up teenagers, maybe you should get in touch with your tips because we are finding it pretty challenging.
You know what? I think it's image at the moment.
What is going on with kids at the moment? Like, he takes 2 hours to do his hair.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours. Like, I mean, obviously you can see by this video that I take like 2.5 minutes. But the point is, what is going on that young people today feel so much pressure to make sure that they look perfect? Seriously, when I was 13 years of age, all I thought about was toast and swimming and maybe going out with my friends to play football. You know, really simple, non-complex experiences. And these days, seriously, he's just turned 13 years of age. And he is so aware of everything.
We go through a tin.
We are responsible for the ozone layer being destroyed.
I cleaned the windows the other day and I scraped about 0.5 centimetre off the top half of the window of hairspray.
Yeah, our house is actually 6 feet bigger. But because of the hairspray layers, we can't actually figure out how to get through it. And we're kind of just thinking to ourselves, you know, what is it like? You get a lot of baby vloggers, you get a lot of people talking about being new parents, but that's the easy bit. At least for me, that was the easy bit. You know, they were gorgeous, fabulous babies. They became incredibly cute toddlers, and they've always just done so well through primary school, and then bang! Tide walked out to go to high school the first day.
He came back.
32. 32 years old. 39 years old. And, you know, simple things like he had long hair and the first thing he wanted to do when he went to high school was to cut it all off. Yeah. Like, he just didn't want to be different. He wanted to be the same. And how do you as parents start to quantify that and deal with that in a way that means your child understands the importance of being an individual without trying to stop them from making their own choices? All I want is for Tide to be really happy and Evan to be really happy. But at the same time, you realise that as you lose that toddler and the child that they grow into at primary school and you allow them some independence in the world, that actually what you're doing is you're letting them go.
He's, funnily enough, he's starting to get into music at the moment, and he's telling me... which is weird. He's actually telling me about the music that I've been making and playing for the past 20 years.
He knows more.
I have a room full of, say, 4,000 vinyl records of hip-hop, but predominantly house music and techno music from the early years to now, and he still doesn't believe me that I know the music that he's absolutely getting into. So one day it'll click and he'll go, oh, hang on, I need to go and have a look through Dad's record collection.
And like, we're really hoping that it gets easier. You know, that what we're experiencing now is something that isn't going to gravitate and become larger and more vocal and more problematic, because like what you see is this gorgeous little boy, and he's still that gorgeous little boy, but there are all these other influences around him. And how do you kind of stop them affecting your child to the point where they make really negative choices? And I'm hoping that it's just, this is normal, but I've never been through this point of bringing up a child. You know, bringing up Tide and Evan was a joy.
I think it's changed quite a lot as well, since we always saying...
Generations.
Yeah, guys will empathise with us out there, and guys and girls will empathise with us, and mums and dads, that in the 70s and 80s, you know, you didn't have your mobile phones, you had to walk to go, it's fine if your friends were in, if your friends weren't in, you'd go and walk on the streets, go down the woods, on the beach, or anywhere where you lived to find them, and then go home if they couldn't find them, or hang around with someone you didn't know and make friends with them. And nowadays it's, are you there? Are you in? Are you coming? You know, and it's we're big fans of social media, you know, and technology, and it's just trying to grasp that where do you the fine line of being on it too much to letting them be on the social media or using the technology, you know. And it is a different world. It's a different world now for mums and dads to, because everything's there, isn't it? You know, you see
so
everything. Immediacy is where it's at now. You know, something happens, it's filmed, it's on the internet, the world sees it.
Yeah.
So and that is to me something which you've got to. It's the future now. So you've got to embrace it, because if you don't embrace it and mould it into what it should be with your children, it's going to be, you know, it can spiral out of control, I think.
I just think that there's something great about the fact that when I was a kid, I used to have to figure out on patience. Like, you know, you'd go your mates and the parents would just say they're not ready. They're having the tea. And just sit on the wall outside for like 2 hours. And
if you were lucky, they'd come get you in and give you some tea as well.
No, I never got that.
Didn't you? I used to get it sometimes.
How
It'd
fair
be like,
as parents, you should feel bad
it'd be
about that.
food that I'd never eaten, especially in the morning. You'd go in, they'd be having sugar puffs, and you'd be like,
why were you at somebody's house at breakfast
They call
time?
them for school and stuff, you know, and they'd be eating sugar puffs, and you'd be like, oh, this house smells of completely different foods that I haven't known.
The main bit is, I suppose, that we want to share our story of what it's like to bring up adolescents and to not shy away from how tough it can be. And I don't mean that my children are tough, they're not. I just mean that it's tough letting your kids start being young adults. It's tough letting your kids feel the pain of the world. It's tough letting your kids feel sad because bad things happen. Relationships go wrong and friendships have problems and work is tough and the pressure is there. And I guess we just kind of want to share our journey of being parents to not necessarily cute kids, but to kids that mean the world to us, but that we haven't got a blueprint for how to bring them up. And I'm certainly not using the one that my parents brought me up with. So that's what we're going to be vlogging about in the next months, years.
Some fun and games.
Yeah, let's see. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, don't forget, subscribe.
Subscribe. My kids have problems. ...